Quran Homeschool, Quran Homeschool, Quran Homeschool,
Kids Quran Homeschool Stories.
The Body of Pharaoh. One day, Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, called out to Allah and said, "O Lord, you've given Pharaoh and his chiefs power, and you've given them money. But O Allah, all they do is oppress the people, and all they do is mislead the people. O Lord, take all their money and power away from them. These people have cruel, hard hearts. O Allah, keep them stubborn in their disbelief until the day they see your punishment right in front of their faces." And Allah responded, "O Musa, you have made an accepted prayer. Now take your people and cross the sea." Prophet Musa gathered his people and they began their journey. They had patiently endured Pharaoh's horrible rule, and now Allah had instructed them to flee, and flee is what they did. But the evil Pharaoh and his army discovered the plan and set out to capture Musa alayhi salam and his people before they could get away. When Prophet Musa's people reached the sea, for a moment they lost hope. Behind them was Pharaoh and his army coming to get them, and in front of them was the deep sea where they would surely drown. But then Allah told Musa alayhi salam, "O Musa, strike the water with your staff." And when Prophet Musa did that, something incredible happened. The sea split down the middle and became like two towering walls to the right and the left. "Follow me," shouted Musa as he crossed the sea. And follow him is exactly what they did, until they reached the other side. Prophet Musa's people could hardly believe it, but they were not out of danger just yet. Pharaoh and his army had caught up. Pharaoh and his army had reached the sea, and they saw the path ahead of them, in between the two columns of water. And Pharaoh cried to his army, "March on!" And then it happened. While Pharaoh was right in the middle of the sea, Allah commanded the water on either side to join each other again. And the evil Pharaoh, who had terrorized Prophet Musa's people for so long, now looked up, terrified, as the water came crashing down upon him from the right and left. Pharaoh was in shock. He was drowning. How could this be happening? In front of the nation who he had oppressed, he claimed he was their Lord. And now they watched on as he was swallowed by the sea. At that moment, when he knew he was facing certain death, the truth that he was just a weak human being hit him hard. He turned to Allah, the one true God, and he sputtered and choked and said, I believe. There is no God except the God of Musa and his people. I testify. I admit it now." And Allah responded, "Now, O Pharaoh, now you believe? While before this moment you were a defiant disobeyer?" And then Allah decreed, "I will preserve your physical body after you die, so that your story may be a sign for those who come after you. And yet, most people are heedless of our signs." So kids, when the body of Pharaoh was rediscovered, and this miraculous event mentioned in the Quran was proven to be a fact for all to see, this was a great sign for every villain and every tyrant and every disobeyer of Allah, that the way Pharaoh's mighty and cruel reign came crashing down through divine intervention, in the same way all the evil we see now will come to an end. by the will of Allah and at the time that Allah decrees.
Don't forget to click subscribe and give us a thumbs up.
وجاوزنا ببني إسرائيل البحر فأتبعهم فرعون وجنوده بغيا وعدوا حتى إذا أدركه الغرق قال آمنت أنه لا إله إلا الذي آمنت به بنو إسرائيل وأنا من المسلمين الآن وقد عصيت قبل وكنت من المفسدين فاليوم ننجيك ببدنك لتكون لمن خلفك آية وإن كثيرا من الناس عن آياتنا لغافلون صدق الله العظيم.
Quran Homeschool, Quran Homeschool, Quran Homeschool, Quran Homeschool.